Hey Internet, this is your host, your co-host with the most who likes to boast, Tom. Welcome to episode 8 of Chubby Cat from our new little HQ Chubby Cat hangout place. As always, I'm joined by my lovely brothers if they want to introduce themselves.
Yeah, this is Jason, the eldest brother.
And this is Sterling, the middle? Am I the middle?
Yeah, I guess so.
I am.
You are the middle child.
I mean,
the middle child in this.
it was just my birthday,
relationship.
but I'm still the youngest, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is true. Happy birthday.
Thank
Tom,
you.
by the way.
Yeah, I'm officially old at the age of 26, forever alone. So
That,
sad.
That got dark.
That was a dark turn.
Yeah.
Really.
Went from I had a birthday to I'm going to die alone.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I already told Jason about this on my birthday, but I woke up in my bed cuddling my body pillow, and the first thought I had was, oh man, this is my second birthday in a row that I'm single. I'm going to die alone. I'm so alone in this world.
That is a really terse morning thought. I don't know if there are many ways to really take that to a darker place other than the snuggling of the body pillow and saying that this is it. I'm really sorry, man. That's really brutal.
So on that dark note, welcome to our Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about things that we're
Thank
thankful
you.
for.
That we're thankful for.
Please, perhaps to pull us from this pit of despair. Thank you.
I mean, it's not that despairing. It's just, I'm alone, you guys. And suicide prevention during the holidays, please.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Okay.
what? I was going to post that on Snapchat, but that's a bad Snapchat.
That's
That
not a
is
great
not
Snapchat.
a good Snapchat.
I see those ads on my Facebook, too.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
Every once in a while.
Well,
it's good.
suicide prevention, does go up during the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, it's a big deal. The holidays are a rough time for a lot of people, and there are a lot of memories that go with the holidays. There's a lot to think about. It does encourage one to, think about others, think about themselves, and sometimes, yeah, that is a rough subject. But
One time when I was in high school, we were driving past actually some apartments I used to live in across from the high school. Trying to be a little vague, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. With the terrible parking. We were driving past it, and I saw a body that I thought was hanging on the balcony, and I was like, oh my god, because it was right before Christmas. I'm like, somebody killed themselves on the patio, and it was a wetsuit. On a hanger. But I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I just freaked out. I was like, oh my god.
yeah, that'll do
I
it.
just saw my first dead person, but it was not. We just lived by the ocean. They were safe.
People just wanted to surf.
Even in December, the ocean is definitely tolerable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So
So yeah, your first dead body. I guess that's there's a subject we can expand upon. I'm sure. I actually
What are
can.
you talking
I can talk about this.
There's
just
how many dead
first.
bodies?
I've never done a Stand By Me. I've never gone to
Me
go
neither.
see a dead body. I've never
Oh, really?
seen a dead
It was
body.
a one-off story. It wasn't an
yeah.
open tangent.
I thought
we've
you were-
all
I
had
thought
a
you were opening it
plethora
up.
Of dead people. No.
Well, you have to remember, I worked as an EMT. I've seen 5 or 6 dead bodies.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I could handle that.
It's not great. I won't ever say that it was a great thing. It's something you do or you don't see. Hopefully you don't. I mean, if you can avoid it, go right ahead and avoid it. But it's a thing too.
I guess it's a dead body at a funeral. That was it.
Oh yeah.
We'll see. That
So-
counts, sort of.
But not
But not, never seen a dead body in the wild.
Oh, okay. Well,
If you've encountered a wild dead body, that's a Pokemon Moon and Sun just came out, and we've been playing. So
there's an actual good subject for us. Yeah, Sun and Moon and Pokemon is the general because.
What would you do if that was an actual encounter in the game?
okay,
You're walking through the long grass.
let's follow this because you're a 10-year-old, right? And they just go enjoy the world. If you really follow it, Pokemon attack humans and all the time. So I bet you there are some dead bodies out there,
Right?
For
Especially
sure.
in the deep wild.
Yeah, they're never found again.
Except for some 10-year-old, they're scavenging. Maybe there's a great ball hiding out here in these fields, and they just find a dead person instead, a homeless vagrant that was just mauled to death by Rattata.
Or ooh,
Always Rattata.
well, yeah, because
I
know.
They're everywhere.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
or the
They're
legendary
lousy with them.
Fatatata from
What?
the.
What the heck is a Fatatata? Even I am
It's
not
the new
sure what that-
Raticates, but they're super chunky. So
Oh,
they're being
okay.
called Faticates. Or Faticates, sorry, not Faticate. Fatatata.
That's a terrible
I like
name.
Fatatata.
I do really like Fatatata though. Actually, it sounds like an Italian pasta dish. I got them ordered the fata tata.
Wow. Just real.
Like my mama used to
really
make.
stereotyping there. Okay.
From the homeland.
From the homeland.
Whoa.
Go to the Olive Garden.
Whoa. Oh, God.
God.
Authentic.
Olive Garden does not count as the homeland.
Yeah, for the love of God, please.
Like, I'm down for some good Olive Garden, but it's the Mickey D's of Italian.
Yeah. As another weird tangent, do you guys remember when Olive Garden first came around? It used to be somewhere you kind of would go for, like, more important events.
It was classy.
It was classy. You used to dress up to go to Olive
You're like,
Garden.
You would go there on your
hit the
birthdays?
OG.
Yeah.
Like,
It was the funnest.
I used to, yeah, I remember, like, people took dates.
Whoa. Sorry, everyone.
that's weird.
That was
We're
really weird.
Hearing our own podcast Inception on
Yeah,
Snapchat.
that's,
Yeah.
huh.
Yeah.
Lack of professionalism.
Hey, man, I'm trying to
Major
get our
jump.
social media up.
So, wait, do we have a Snapchat now? Is that something you want to, should we break that down?
Oh, no. Sorry, I was posting on my personal Snapchat.
Oh, okay. I was like,
And then I'm also posting it on our Twitter, which is also changed. Well, is at Chubby Cat Cast.
Go cast.
Cast. Ooh, I like crew. Fuck.
I was
Okay, I'll change it again. It's gonna be at Chubby Cat Crew.
Hey, it's just a good. I also thought it was.
Yeah, at Chubby Cat Crew will be our new Twitter handle. Also, since we're doing some housekeeping real quick, our new and final email address where you can forward.
dum.
All the other email addresses are still active, but we are going to be phasing that out. But our new email and our final email will be chubbycatpodcast@gmail.com.
You know what this experience feels like to me is like Mouse Rat from Parks and Rec and how their name changed
Always changes.
for like 2 seasons. Every time they were mentioned, they had a different name.
Right. But I mean, like, we're still Chubby Cat. It's just, we're trying to lock in that good Twitter handle to
Yeah, we got-
get
there's
out
some
there and reach
fluctuation.
the followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good times. But,
Now's the time to do it.
yeah. So you wanted to talk about Thanksgiving, I'm assuming, and things that we're thankful for, because I mean that is literally coming up when this episode comes out. Thanksgiving will be tomorrow. So yeah, maybe do you guys want to go around and kind of talk about what we're thankful for this year, or what we're happy about or looking forward to for this last month or so of the year? Because this year flew by, I would
It
say.
really did.
It did in ways, and then it didn't. If you look at the political gambit that was 2016, it felt like a slog that was lasting centuries. But then other aspects of the year, they just flew by.
I don't think so.
Really?
I just ignored a lot of the political crap on face, but
Well, I don't even mean that. It was everywhere. It was in all aspects of living. I couldn't go to the grocery store without it being brought up. So in that regard, it just made it feel like that aspect of 2016 just really rolled on. But I vaguely remember everyone talking about how 2016 was going to be their year. And by and large, I think this is like the year that people have heralded the most as being absolutely god's awful for them. It was a real paradigm shift there between this is going to be the year, it's going to be great, we're going to do things, to being the holy crap, what the hell happened to 2016.
So are you thankful that it's kind of coming to an end, or because I mean it's not going to be over. We have some the presidential election happened. Trump won, right? I mean, I know we normally don't want to go into politics. We don't really talk about politics on Twitter, but it happened. It's a thing that's happened.
It did happen. So yeah,
and people did talk about how they wanted it to be over after election, but unfortunately, it's not going to be. I would say it's upped some more.
Did you say that there was fallout of?
Yeah, there is still some fallout. But I guess that's one thing to kind of be. It's kind of okay. It's gonna be hard to word, but so I'm not thankful that like this stuff is happening, but in a way I kind of am, if that makes sense. It's like it's because it's kind of airing out the dirty laundry, I guess, if that makes sense. Like it's getting it out there.
we're definitely breaking some molds.
Yeah,
again.
exactly. It's
shaking things up
I mean, yeah, it's like
one way or another.
things are gonna get rebuilt from what's happening. It's gonna from the ashes will rise.
Things will change.
Things will
That is-
change.
That is.
And I mean, some may be good, some may be bad, but change is going to happen.
Yeah.
And
It's a constant.
yeah, and I think people who were taking a stand to not want to be political or speak out are now realizing that there's a lot of different things in the country that they were blind to, even with social media and connecting everyone. And I think since this election and everything has passed, like that stuff's out there now, and like people are being more aware and speaking up. So I guess in a way I am kind of thankful of that
It did
retrospect,
happen.
because I feel like there's more people actively trying to do more, and in that way.
I would certainly agree with that. It is nice to see a sense of responsibility, a sense of ownership and knowledge growing as a general. I mean, it's terrible to say, but and maybe because people like you who are listening to podcasts and doing things like that are listening to the full gambit of things going on in the world, you don't have that kind of issue. But by and large, I know some of the real issues that many of us face are that lack of knowledge within others, within the people that surround us, that influence our lives. And it is nice to see a movement towards understanding, a movement towards, being involved.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's probably as close as we want to kind of go to the political.
Oh yeah.
But no, I agree with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So looping back a little bit, because we have never gotten off topic here on Chubby Cat.
I would say we stay on point. To go back, since we're doing politics, I would say we're like a politician on a debate trying to avoid answering an actual question.
Right. Yeah. So
sweating like Nixon.
Things we're thankful for. Sterling, you kind of talked about it being a rough year. What were your things you were thankful for?
My 2016 was particularly rough. I've had 2 surgeries now in a year. It's a whole lot of recovery in that regard. That's the rough aspect. It's been a lot of just downtime and pain. Lots of pain. Just so much pain. And that was kind of rough. But in a lot of ways, I always find that I've learned something about myself, or I've learned something about my world whenever I've gone in one of these medically induced down periods in my life. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thankful. So I'm thankful that it's coming to a close, hopefully with positive results. My health is up.
Yeah.
That's great. I have my friends still, the ones that were still close to me are still close to me now, still mean the world to me. So that's wonderful. I have someone in my life. She's wonderful. She's caring. It's awesome to be in a positive, healthy relationship. I have the relationship with my family, and that's something I'm always thankful for. Sure, sometimes it's rough. That's family. But you get through it, and at the end of the day, they're there for you. So that's also something really nice. So I have those constants in my life. You guys, hopefully Chubby Cat will now be a constant. So really looking forward to that too.
I second that. I hope that happens.
But so yeah, that for me that
it fails. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, ouch. So yeah,
I like Tom right in the eye when I said that.
2016 has had its adversities, has had its trials, and much like I'm sure a lot of people have felt, and it's coming to a close. And I'm excited for the future, and I'm happy for the past. As always, you learn so much from the past, and so those are the things I'm definitely thankful for. So always thankful for your health, family, your friends, those people who are friends and your family in a sense.
Yeah, the good things to be thankful for sure.
Yeah, I've been thankful for the time obviously spent with loved ones and friends, and just kind of doing some stuff out of the box. Obviously, doing this was a departure from the norm. Trying out D&D for the first time, like there was just some really cool stuff that we did that kind of was different. It broadened my horizons a little bit, and yeah, there's been some change and fluctuation in like my living situation and stuff. But I think I got a lot of things that are on the right path, and it's cool. So I'm definitely thankful for just kind of the different horizons to explore.
Yeah.
I have one more big thing. Sorry to interrupt. I got to thank you guys for getting me to an ability to play video games. It's been kind of huge, guys.
That is pretty big.
Kind of big. Like all the personal growth, whatever, yada yada. Guys, I can play video games now. I am on.
And you listeners are sitting there going, play video games? What? Like, no, you don't understand.
No,
you don't understand.
There's no way to grasp it.
He was able to play for an hour by himself and not die in Dying Light.
Dying Light.
Free run.
I mean,
we're talking
his head moves like a bobblehead.
Four-dimensional situational awareness and managing many different controls all at once. I mean, it went from he couldn't find his way down like a hallway in Destiny like to figure out where we were on the mini map.
Yeah,
like he
up
could
on
follow us
buildings,
across the
into
city.
buildings. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that's
I was proud.
Major growth.
There was literally a hug moment when
There was.
when we watched
I was
him
like, oh
play.
my
and we're
God, you
like, oh
did it."
man, this
like-
is it.
Tears to the eye. It was something.
Yeah, I was proud. I
Listeners.
guess that's how it's going to be if I ever have a child someday and he does something I'm really proud of. I'm just going to be like, oh, I'm proud of you, kid. One of those moments.
You done did it.
You done did it. I don't know. So I guess what I'm thankful for this year, I bring it up a lot, but so this is the longest I've ever been single since I've actually started dating. About almost 2 years now. No, year and a half, but
Year and a
like
half,
it'll be,
yeah.
it's been a while. So yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, like it's kind of been cool because it's kind of forced me to learn to be cool with myself and like get outside of my comfort zone and do stuff I would normally wouldn't do. And take job opportunities and do things that, I normally want to do and try to, find myself.
It's very different
Very-
to know yourself out of a relationship when you've been in a relationship. now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been fun, like just trying to be like, hey, this is who I want to be and this is the person I want to be. I've gotten really close to my friends that I think I want to keep around my life forever, kind of things like these guys can move across the country, but we'd still be friends, kind of thing.
I would Skype in on the weekly for both Chubby Cat and for D&D
Yeah.
sessions and gaming.
Like, not gonna lie, I'm pretty surprised, like, Jason and his wife, like, haven't, like, kicked me out or, like, just told me not to come around, because I think I've seen them every weekend for, like, the past 6 or 7 months.
Just about. Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
like, it's gone to the point, too, where I'm like, you guys, if you don't want me to come over, like, if you need some, like, time, just say, hey, don't talk to me this weekend. And I'm like, okay, I can go find something else to do, like... But yeah, no, it's just been fun. It's been a fun adventure. Still working through it, but I'm thankful for the time that I've had with myself and to think about stuff and what I really want. So when the next relation comes around, like, I know who I want to be and I know what I want out of it. And, that's pretty much it. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for my family and my health and hopefully getting a good job sometime in the near future.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot about
Metal.
obviously family was I think a
Family.
Familia.
essential one, and of course with the holidays. So that kind of transitions nicely into my next question for you guys, which is like, do your family have any interesting holiday like traditions?
Oh, that's a good one.
No, I mean, I guess my family does like the open one present before like Christmas. I celebrate Christmas. But that's pretty much it. We open presents. I'm half Mexican, so we do like enchiladas on Thanksgiving or Christmas.
It's different.
So I guess, I mean, is that different though? Like,
Actually, my family used to do it too.
yeah,
We just love enchiladas.
Yeah, enchiladas is just great. Like, I
It is
don't know.
not- yeah.
really good.
But yeah, we would. I mean,
Across
we've done
the
it the last
board.
like 6 years now, where we'll go and have like an enchilada party, and make enchiladas and eat enchiladas. But yeah, nothing like crazy, weird, or anything. How about you guys?
Well, I don't know. We have a few different traditions at the Morris household. I'll be honest. For the last few years, probably since high school, I usually do a Christmas Eve. I do the midnight ride, and if I can't drive myself, because sometimes that happens due to injury, folks, not anything inebriation or anything else or something. Sometimes I have to have someone else drive me, and I usually drop off gifts to my friends. With varying degrees of success, because Christmas Eve can be busy. I did spend one Christmas Eve in the emergency room, not for myself. If I ended up going to a friend to drop off gifts, and they were in a bad way, so I ended up taking them to the ER. So that was a different one. But yeah, so there's that.
Your holiday elf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my holiday helper, whoever
Usually
that
his
is.
sister.
Usually my sister.
Normally Phoebe. Yeah.
Yeah, normally my sister Phoebe. She will. I'm sure she'll chime in on a podcast in the future. But yeah, and so she usually comes and helps me out. Sometimes she hates it because I end up going inside and we end up talking, having a good time. Everyone opens the gifts I brought, and then she's like, "Okay, I've been out in the car," because she just hates getting out of the car. But it happens.
Yeah, I think there was a year where you came up when me and Jason were actually living together in an apartment. You came up and gave us our presents, and then you were there for like an hour, and it was going on like hour and a half, and you're like, "Oh, Phoebe's still in the car," and I ended up going down.
We were just like, oh my god.
Yeah, I ended up
we
going
didn't
down, like
realize-
hanging out with Phoebe a little bit while you and Jason like finished up, just because I felt bad. I was like, "You just been chilling outside?" Like,
I always text her, and there's always a conversation going on. But yeah, sometimes that happens. Again, time management, not always my forte.
Your forte, yeah.
But yeah, so we do that. We usually open one gift on Christmas Eve. Usually it's the gents gift, and my family opened the gift from another family friend who always brings them something, and then we usually eat, and then it's off to our individual rooms to wrap gifts and put them out in the morning. My sister and I will wrap gifts, and by that she usually wraps them because she can wrap gifts and they look good. She has a knack for it, as where I do it, and it looks a little bit like a paper sack made of varying colors, but it works. It does work.
As long as it covers the gift up, right?
Exactly. It's like, all right,
That's
cover
my
this,
philosophy.
cover it. All right, we're good.
Is it a mystery?
Absolutely.
Success.
That's why my favorite thing is gift bags and tissue paper.
Oh hell yeah!
Like,
yeah.
They look cool. They're really easy to get
They got
open.
handles. A lot of
They
the
got
time.
handles, and you can reuse them. Like, oh, you need shit to carry later? Here's a bag that it's like been in my closet since last Christmas.
Yep.
Try to get like the neutral ones too. That can be like not like necessarily Christmassy.
I
No,
usually
yeah,
go
like
for like
birthday.
gold and silver.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's a
like
solid
red
choice.
or white, like something where you're like,
Yeah.
man, you can put anything in this.
Yeah.
But
Stockpile of
that's about it.
bags.
And then it's kind of a competition we have every year to see who will wake up first. It's between me and my sister. We've done ever since we were kids, of course, just to be the first one. Even though it meant waiting for our parents to get up, because heaven forbid we wake them up too soon, because it would just be too early in the morning. Because I'm talking like we have to go to sleep. That's just the thing. When we were kids, we had to go to sleep. We have to wait for Santa, and then it was about who would wake up first in the morning. And I was a concurrent champion for like 20 years, and over the last few, I sleep now. So that's my thing. In the morning, I
Sleep
sleep.
in its own way is the best present.
Yeah, it really
it?
is.
It is.
And then usually we do
so good.
coffee, hot chocolate in the morning, and then we pass around gifts.
Coffee is another
And
great
that's
gift.
I don't know if that's
can we
a
have coffee
tradition
with
or a
dinner?
weird tradition, but that's just our tradition. Then usually there's more food.
Yeah.
I don't do much on Christmas. I sleep. The next day I try to get out, just see what the world is like, because spending an entire day like indoors is just kind of strange for me, but that's about it.
Yeah.
My mom and sister do love the Black Friday, which again something nightmarish that's coming up.
Oh, Black Friday.
They go out from like 6 in the afternoon to like 12 the next day just to go out, and they just go out. They don't even necessarily buy things or participate in the sales. They just like to go out and be part of the holiday rush and madness. I've done it a couple times.
It sucks.
It's painful. It's a lot of walking. It's a lot of staying up time.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interject real quick, but going off of that, actually one of my favorite things that's going on right now is several department stores actually standing up and being like, hey, you know what? Spend time with the holidays. You can come in. Because a lot of places now open up actually on Thanksgiving Day to start their Black Friday sales.
Yep.
And
Yeah, like 5 p.m. Like
yep, like I'm
Let's
working.
come in here.
I work at my retail job that I work. Out of my 4 jobs I work at 3:30 on Thanksgiving, and it sucks. Like, so I'm actually having like a pre-Thanksgiving Wednesday night with my mom and sister, and then my dad's actually coming down, which I'm excited about. And then we're having like a Thanksgiving brunch with my aunt and the rest of the family before I go to work. It just, I don't know, it just sucks. Like, just like one day.
Yeah.
I feel like most stores could live with one day. Like it would be technically 2 days of business closed. Like, because it would be Thanksgiving and Christmas.
They could manage.
They could manage, you know. Again, we would be open at midnight. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but you know, each their own, I guess. But to the real truth, you guys, I'm gonna let you on a little secret. Like, yeah, there's a couple like flash sales when stores first open, but most of the time the sales are pretty much the same. The sales will actually run before Black Friday. The best time to go shopping on Black Friday is not right when they open, but actually between the hours of like, since we open so early, like 8 p.m. to like 1 a.m. And sometimes like 2 to 5 a.m. will be like dead in stores. So yeah,
Also, especially with electronics, a lot of times
yeah.
they'll release like scaled down, like purposely like gutted versions of like the electronics. They're like, oh, like look at this great, you know, laptop for only $200. When you actually look at the specs, and you're like, that's a really
There's nothing in there.
awful laptop.
Yep. So it's interesting. So just food for thought before you go out, and you know, and also please don't yell at any of the retail employees. It's not their fault that there's a 2-hour line because everyone had to go get, you know, cozy socks for
Do you
their
like some cozy socks?
cozy socks are great, but do you really need them at 3:30 on Thanksgiving Day? I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's my thought on that. Okay, what about you, Jay?
Yeah,
what are you
Jay,
thankful
yeah.
for?
And traditions.
Yeah, so traditions. We don't have a lot of like really crazy ones either. I was just kind of curious. We do like our big stuff on Christmas Eve, like the family, because I have a giant extended family. But we're like all pretty much right around San Diego area, so we get together. Usually at my aunt's house, which is like the White House. It's gigantic.
That place is massive.
It's really big. It has wings.
It does have wings,
and it's got like white marble like pillars on the front.
That kitchen's probably like the envy of my life. That kitchen right there.
It's ridiculous. It's a really nice house. But so we usually gather up there for and the last couple of years we've done like a white elephant because we just have so many people and trying to like manage that. It's kind of insane. So we usually get gifts for like the kids, and then my grandmother like usually got gifts for like everyone. I think it's kind of scaled down a little bit recently too, but she kind of liked to spoil like everyone. But it's just
as grandmas do,
It's getting like too massive. So we've really kind of tried to just stick to the white elephant recently, and then day of is more just like immediate family, my mom, my dad, wife, and like hanging out. When it was just me and mom, we used to actually go and see movies on like Christmas Day.
Yeah,
it's a good way to go.
Because the theater would be empty, and like we kind of like open up presents and be like, all right, like we have a whole day now. Like, what are we gonna do? So. Like play with new toys and then go see a movie.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, do you guys do traditional white elephant gift, like something funny, or do you guys do like something purposeful? So I forgot to mention, my family has started doing something recently. It's only the last couple of years, which is why it slipped my mind, where we actually draw names from a hat and everybody gets someone else's name, and so you buy gifts for that person because
Secret Santa,
like kind of like a Secret Santa
of sorts.
Yeah.
I love Secret Santas. Yeah,
because the family has gotten larger now. There's friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, things of that nature, uncle's boyfriend, everything. It's gotten, there's a lot of us, so now we just do that.
When it gets to a certain
concentrate.
size, it becomes a lot easier.
When you hit that almost 10 range, you're like, all right.
Yeah, but yeah,
we $100 on everyone from everyone else.
They're not all comical, but like there are certainly some comical ones. There's like some kind of generic ones like Seas Candy. Or like one of those like warm like fleece blankets. Like, so there's some good stuff that like anyone could enjoy, and there's like some gag gifts. Like my aunt got like spotted dick one time, like for like one of her gifts like she gave away.
Fantastic.
And it was like a mystery gift. And it was like this gift comes with like a secret mystery gift, and the mystery gift was like a can of spotted dick. So.
Spotted dick.
Good time.
So yeah, there's some like silly like stupid stuff like that, but it's always a good time.
Good times. All right, nice.
Yeah. Another thing I do too that I've done, I guess now 4 years. Started with my work. Adopting a family is always really fun. Recently we've been like adopting like kids at like a school. And last year like tore my heart up. Like I wish I could have gone, but like I heard the story. So like I went shopping for like, kids. And I was like, okay, I'm going to buy like one thing for each kid. Like, cause it's like, I want clothes and like everyone was getting clothes, but I'm like, as a kid, like you want toys. Like,
yeah, clothes are useful, but like
and I get
like
I don't get wrong. Like I understand like they need clothes, but like I knew clothes were being handled, so I was like, I'm gonna buy these kids like all the board games. And it was like one of those things where like Target like it's like, hey, all these board games are like $5. And I was like, hell yeah, buy all these board games and stuff. And then so I guess what happened is like so the gifts got delivered, and like as a store, these kids got some presents. And I guess the story was like they showed up, they walked into the room, and like the teacher like the kids were like freaking out because like, oh my gosh. And then like they all thought they were just gonna get like one present. So like when they had like all the gifts, they were like freaking out and like crying. And then so like the teacher started crying, and then like I guess the managers and employees who went, they started crying. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a good like joyful time, like just pure happiness,
good
like
catharsis, good for everyone.
Yeah, but ever since like I heard that story and stuff, like I've tried to at least like find some adoption, like adopt a family kind of thing, or like like we do a thing here. It's like, I mean, Santee Santas. I'm just gonna say Santee Santas. I'm just giving it away where we live.
Yeah,
fuck it.
Every episode,
just a
little bit closer.
A little bit closer. But that's always good. I've done that a couple of years.
Keep looking at episode 20 for our addresses.
Our addresses. No, we can never give those away, but we'll have like a PO box or something.
Yeah, something near enough to where maybe they might see us like casually at lawns.
So like, hey, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I just had a weird thought pop in my head. Like, so the way we have set up everything, we're not all looking at each other. We have a new setup now. We're not all around one mic.
Yeah, we're literally not in each other's laps. Like, that's a big deal.
It's a big
guys.
deal. We're like
really nice.
spread out, but Jason's like to my left of me, like so when he talks and stuff, like I'm looking to him and talking, and I'm like talking sideways into the mic, and I feel like I don't know, like I feel like I'm about to like spit some rhymes.
Yeah, I was
like
I'm like, about to drop the hottest album
like
this year.
like I'm going up on it. I'm like every time. It's funny. So to go to complete 180 off of what we're thankful for Thanksgiving and the holidays, I saw some kids playing in the street the other day with lightsabers and stuff, and that made me like think about like my childhood and like how I used to play with.
Say Rogue One.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for Rogue One.
I'm thankful for Rogue One. Yes. No, but that made me think about my childhood and how I used to be able to like, just go out and like imagine stuff and like play, and just do stuff. I mean, I guess you get older, I guess you kind of lose the mystique of your imagination unless you actively like try to keep it up. But then that made me think about imagination, which brought me to, did you guys ever think you had superpowers when you were a kid? Like, did you ever think you were like psychic and like could possibly move stuff with your mind? Because I have a thing that I used to think when I was a kid that I want to share. But first, I want to hear if you guys ever had anything.
I mean, I'm legitimately convinced that my latent superpower is that I turn off like streetlights as I walk by. Like still to this day.
Yeah.
Like because there's been too much evidence. As a kid though, no. But I used to dream, like when I was like daydreaming, if I was in the car, that like I could like shoot a laser out of my hand, like just like a straight line, and I would like just like chop things, like karate chop, like down like street signs and stuff like as I went by. I don't know. Like it was fun. I would try to just like line up like different angles and like try to picture how they'd fall over. I don't know, it was dumb, but like
Geometry,
Yeah, it was like I don't know. It was just like one of those like fantasies in a car, and I'm just like staring out a window.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was probably made aware of my own mortality at an all too young age with asthma and just horrible health. So I never really thought of myself as a superhero. I mean, I thought it would have been cool. I would have loved the idea of it, especially anything that would have improved my health. But can't really say that I ever thought of myself as being a superhero. Like, I definitely had a very rich... saying fantasy life probably sounds terrible, but I did. I lived very much in my imagination. Thank you. There we go. That's better. So I would come up with these scenarios where I'd be like this, really badass, like really good at fighting and stuff. So I did karate and I did all sorts of stuff. And so I loved that. And I loved thinking about, being a knight and wearing armor and just being good with a sword. And so that kind of stuff, yeah. I still do, for by and large. So not much has changed for me, to be honest. So still fingers crossed. Now, I have a lot of weird.
We're all waiting for that Hogwarts letter.
Yeah. I have a lot of those weird aberrations with my health, which are almost mutant-esque, but that's about it, really, and usually not for my benefit.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it, Tom. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
This has literally never been spoken out loud ever, and I'm like.
Are you nervous?
I'm tad nervous.
I'm like a tad nervous. So I used to have this friend in middle school, and me and him used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Good times.
But that's not where the story's going to go. He introduced me to a little show known as Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You may have heard of it.
You may have heard of it. It may have been a cult classic or whatever, And so... one day at school, he was... how to describe this man? He was not goth, but he was a little, like, excluded and hung out in the shadows a lot. I guess is the best way to put it.
He lurked?
He lurked? He did?
Yeah, he just... he was a ginge, so that might be one thing. But
okay.
He told me that he was a vampire. That he was a real vampire.
He was a vampire. Okay.
And me... being this kid with the imagination of a kid, I was like, all right, vampire, well, guess what? I'm a vampire slayer. And I came up with this fabrication story where, like, I told, like, when you tell a lie to yourself so many times it becomes true?
Mm-hmm. I suppose.
So there was, like, a good 6 months of my life where I was like, I'm the chosen one, and I would patrol my neighborhood with stakes and hunt vampires, and I would stalk through the night. I didn't have like any like epiphany or anything like where I was like, I can fight. I was just like, no. And then I would go to school the next day and I would tell this kid who thought he was a vampire all these like stories about how I went patrolling. and like fought vampires, which I didn't. I never fought vampires.
Wow.
But that was me for like 6 months in middle school. I thought I was a vampire slayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty awesome.
That's wow.
I've got like the
just-
biggest smile on my face.
Yeah,
it's
I just-
so awesome.
Wow.
It's like Christmas came early.
Yeah, I know, guys.
Yeah.
Guess what? Christmas just came early.
Yeah, I got a lot of good stories from middle school and elementary school that, you know, you just...
But it's funny though how some of those things can kind of creep in, like I guess on a somewhat similar vein, like not as kind of out there,
Intense.
but when you can look back on something and realize like you formed a habit and you're not sure like when you formed it, but like I went through this phase for a while where I was like sticking my tongue out, like when I made a joke, I was like kind of like maybe like 13, and I would like stick my tongue out. And I like all of a sudden I looked back. I'm like, how the hell did I start doing this? Like it probably started like one time when it was maybe like actually warranted, and then it just kind of kept going, and then I realized I was doing it every time, and it was like subconscious, and I had to like make myself stop. Like, you look stupid.
That's not a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I was like, well, this is dumb.
Can I get an example real quick? Like you just,
I don't have any like a
like
joke.
you just
but,
be like,
I'd be like. Like
Oh.
just
Just
like
casually-
sticking my tongue.
Yeah,
out. Like,
you would-
not
so
like
you're not
I'm
even
like,
making, like, a
I'm not making
face, like,
yeah,
but
but
you're
like I would just stick my fucking tongue out. Like the tip of my tongue would poke out, and it was dumb. But it was one of those things like I didn't realize, and then all of a sudden I was like, I just did that like 3 times. Like that I'm conscious of. I must be doing that all the freaking time, and I had to stop.
that is interesting. I wonder why.
Yeah, and I don't know, but
Yeah.
like it just kind of sneaks in. But it's like when you tell yourself something, and then you look back and you're like, I just spent 6 months pretending to be a vampire slayer.
Yeah,
Like, how-
I was just like
how did that steamroll to like where that became?
how do we get to this
real?
yeah, how did I
You
think
know,
I was a
what?
vampire?
That really got out of hand.
Valid.
I'm not a vampire. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was pretty much
This,
it.
this
Like,
little,
I don't know. It's
this
just
little,
weird.
this little ginger kid who's kind of goth is not a vampire.
this is not a
Just
vampire.
because he's sensitive to sunlight.
Didn't stop me from walking out in the middle of the night all the time, like being like, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna go check out the trash," and I'd be gone for like an hour and a half, like walking my apartment complex with like a steak in my hand.
Did you make the steak?
Yeah, please
Yeah.
tell me.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I had a little cubby hidden in my garage that like I
Oh.
hid all my like holy water, steaks, garlics.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Where did you get? What about the holy water?
What?
The holy water was
I'm
just
sure he just
yeah.
like water. He just blessed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you blessed, that you blessed
I
yourself.
blessed myself.
Oh my, it's even better now. It's even better.
And I mean, it was
He
just
was a
some,
man of God. He had
yeah,
a
it was
holy
just in a water
undertaking.
bottle. It wasn't even like anything breakable. It was just like I don't
It
know.
was like Kirkland. Like
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, man, I just climb on top of my like garages and stuff, and I was an idiot.
Your cheeks just definitely got a little rosy there for a minute, man. I was like,
Some good-
this is getting even better.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I was like, oh, I'm so stupid. There was a story.
Uh-oh.
There's a story.
Uh-oh.
The story of how I became a slayer, and I knew that I am the slayer.
okay.
Oh
I
god.
want to hear it.
So,
Was it related to a mole?
no. Oh god. So the kid tells me he's a vampire. I don't immediately say I'm a vampire slayer. No. So I go home that night and I'm like, well, if he's a vampire, maybe I can be a vampire slayer. And then so the next day I tell him that I'm like, you know what? I'm a vampire slayer. And he was like, yeah, how did you know? So I made something up because I'm
On
a
the
kid.
spot, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the story is, I was taking out the trash. That's how you knew I was going to go vampire hunting. Because I would tell my mom I was taking out the trash.
That was your cover.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
my cover
that's good.
to get out of the house.
That
Yeah.
is, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was in middle school. I was in 6th grade. So I was going to take out the trash, and this guy in my apartment complex was at the end of this, like, it's a really long road, and then the trash cans are like at the end of it. And I was walking, and this guy turns on this old, like, just an old metal, like heavy muscle car. And he turns it on, there's lights, and I kind of stand there in the middle of the street, like, what's going on? And he like revs his engine, and he comes at me, and I run over the car, and the car does this like squealing thing, like where it kind of like goes to turn, but like the windows, like the driving windows, like facing my side. The guy like looks at me, and I see he's a vampire, and then he takes like a Molotov cocktail, throws it down into the street, and it's like Daredevil with Ben Affleck, when like
Yeah,
the
the
D's
D's
like
on the
light up,
ground.
yeah, but the words spell out Slayer, and that's how I knew I was the
Wow,
Slayer.
that's metal as fuck.
And that was my story. That was my origin story of how I became
if the band Slayer happens to listen to this, guys, I think I'd find your next album cover.
Oh man, just fucking. It's weird, like how you think about stuff and like stupid stories just come back in your head like so vividly. I just remember sitting there.
That's a hell of a story,
like,
though.
I'm just curious, was the Molotov cocktail formulated to spell Slayer?
Or did he like
Was he already like leave some gas on there?
I don't know. I think he. I told him he like threw this fire down to the ground and it spelled out Slayer. Like,
What did the kids say?
he was into it. He was like,
Yeah,
oh.
I'm sure he was into it.
Yeah.
This just like confirms his life. He's a vampire, man. You're now his mortal enemy. This is
You know
great
what's
for
funny
him.
too is like your mom probably thought you were like sneaking away to like make out
Or do something.
for like
yeah.
for like an hour and a half. You know, like
Yeah.
like
That's just
like,
enough
probably
time.
like, oh, he's trying like a cigarette. No, you're just patrolling around.
I would go in
pretending
the
you're a
garage
vampire
and make
Slayer.
steaks and then patrol like, and like most of the time like
So thought out.
like it was easier when I lived like when I went to go visit friends' house because they were in cul-de-sacs. But when I lived in my apartment complex, I would just patrol my apartment complex. Like I didn't like go anywhere.
You
Like
gotta keep home base safe, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, man. Gotta keep those vamps out.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Now you guys know my. Yep.
We got some great stuff. Happy Thanksgiving, one and all.
Happy.
Happy
God bless us. God bless everyone.
Slayer.
Ranger.
Oh God.
That's a story for another time.
Oh man.
But yeah, you guys. So thank you so much for listening to episode 8 of Chubby Cat. And thank you for the critiques and all that stuff. We're still trying to figure stuff out. We're still pretty infantile at this.
Yeah, we're finding our voice. And
Yeah,
we're
trying to figure
make
stuff
sure,
out.
You know, we're delivering the best product for
Yeah. So as you'll notice, like this episode's gonna be a little bit shorter. We thought, some of our episodes were dragging on a little bit, so we're gonna try to, hit for the 45 minute mark from now on. Mixing up the theme song a little bit. New Twitter handle again is Chubby Cat Crew on Twitter. Chubby Cat on Facebook. Chubby Cat. Still Chubby Cat LLC on Instagram, but it'll probably be changed to Chubby Cat Crew here in the next couple of days. Feel free to please email us up at chubbycatpodcast@gmail.com.
We're on Tumblr as well. We're still using the hashtag catcall anytime you guys want us to know
catcall us.
something interesting about your lives. We're trying to take that away from the more sexist, awful catcalling and
Please do not
turn something
use-
positive.
Oh, sorry. Please do not use the hashtag Sterling is wise. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's not.
that is not a thing.
Well, it is a thing. It's
not
a
a
thing. It's been used 3 times.
That has been
so-
disassociated with the show.
Yeah. But I think the most thing I'm most excited about is like when we kind of did this project, I guess we just kind of did it for fun just because I had an interest in it. And they were so on board and we kind of did it for fun. But the best part that's really cool is like you guys are out there listening and that's really cool. And like, and if you like it, what you hear, please share it. Share it out there. We're on iTunes. We're on our website at chubbycat.net.
That's how we're going to grow.
Yeah, that's how we're going to grow. So, I mean, please go out there and share it. I mean, if we grow big enough, like, I don't know, we pretty much do anything.
The more you guys share, the
more we can do.
time we can dedicate to this and keep coming up with entertaining episodes for you.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you so much. And you guys have a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate. If not, have a great day of people just being crazy and gorging their face. Gouging? No, not gouging.
Gorging.
Gorging
Yeah.
their
Ooh.
faces.
So metal.
So metal.
So metal.
Slayer.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I really appreciate you guys listening and giving us your time. And yeah, have a great week, you guys.
Happy holidays from Chubby Cat.
Yeah.
Thanks all.
Until next time, rub-a-dub-chub.